We're really excited to talk to you about it today. My name is Mrs. Garside, I'm Head of English.
And I'm Mrs. Stones, I'm second in English here.
And we're two of the teachers who will be teaching you throughout your A-level course. One of the things I think you need to think about when applying for English A-level is the way in which it leads you into certain paths in life and the adaptability it furnishes you with as you leave school. Most people don't realise that English isn't just a subject in itself. It allows you to develop lots of pathways to different careers. For example, law, medicine. These are two careers that require a wider understanding of the world around you. It also develops your skills of argument, your ability to formulate and develop an argument and to defend it to others. So that skill of rhetoric is something that's really important and which will be required and invaluable in any career that you go into. Mrs. Stones, would you like to?
So some of these skills obviously are going to match very nicely with other subjects that you may be thinking of taking at A-level. So English makes a really, really great companion subject for a whole wide range. So lots of common combinations might be subjects like RP, religion and philosophy as we call it here, or it may be history as a common combination, psychology, possibly even kind of ancient history, but it also matches very well with subjects that may seem less obvious. So things like sciences, it makes a really great fourth A-level if you're thinking of doing sciences and maths, for example, or other languages. So it provides, sometimes you want that similarity of subject knowledge and skill. Sometimes it's really helpful to have a real difference to some other things that you're choosing to do. So kind of carrying on with that, what we would like to do is to tell you a little bit about how your A-level English lessons might be different from your GCSE lessons that you've been very familiar with. So the crucial thing here is that class sizes are so much smaller. So the average is going to be about 8 to 10 pupils in a class, and that completely changes the dynamic of your experience in that classroom. So you'll have two teachers for A-level. You'll have a certain number of lessons with one and with the other, and in both of those the style will be very discursive. It's much more like a university seminar than your GCSE class where you may need to, everything comes through the teacher. So you'll find a real difference, and we think that students who take English at A-level really respond to that different approach and really enjoy the more kind of familiar and discursive style.
Yes, and going on from that, I think the thing that I really enjoy about being an English teacher, particularly at KGS, is the ability to match the text to the world around you. The thing about English A-level is that it's a living experience, it's a live subject, and everything that you see in politics, religion, current affairs will relate to the text you're studying now. So in order to assess your progress at KGS, you'll be expected to complete one essay a week. That will be a poetry essay one week and a drama essay the second week. That will run throughout your KGS career. In addition to that, once you've finished studying your first two poetry texts, you'll then be asked to study the first of a prose text. And similarly, although you'll be asked to complete written pieces of work on it, but you'll also be asked to research and read around it as well. And we will help you with that by suggesting critical material that you can read and research.
So what are these texts, you may be asking? You may want to know, what are we signing ourselves up for? So in the lower sixth, you'll study two text pairings. So one of which will be a drama text pairing. So you'll have The Duchess of Malfi, which is just post-Shakespeare, a fantastic, really kind of dramatic play with a very strong female central protagonist. Coupled with a more modern text, which is A Streetcar Named Desire by Tennessee Williams, similarly about women's place in the world around them, in just post-Second World War. The other pairing that you will have a look at will be poetry, two modern poetry texts. So one of which is Philip Larkin, a collection called The Wits and Weddings, paired with Carol Ann Duffy, Meantime. So those are the kind of two main text pairings you'll be studying. You'll also start the text study for your piece of coursework.
I'll hold these up.
Yeah.
Do you want to carry on?
Yeah, sure. So for the coursework, there's a little bit more flexibility in the coursework. It will depend what your teacher will want to kind of follow up on themselves. But certainly, here are some of the delightfully modelled coursework texts. So you may be studying a text like Pat Barker's Regeneration, set during World War I, or F. Scott Fitzgerald's Great Gatsby, so set in the Jazz Age. You would then compare one of those to one of these texts or something similar. So Kazuo Ishiguro's Never Let Me Go, or McEwan's Atonement. Again, we find that pupils really respond to the greater independence and flexibility that there is inherent in the coursework.
And similarly to going back to the point I made earlier, what you realise when you're studying these coursework texts is the link that continues throughout time. There's a thread that literature picks up of humanity that travels across the ages, and it's something that I find very heartwarming when I realise that Shakespeare picked up on something that Ian McEwan picks up on in the 21st century. So I think that's one of the most exciting parts of studying this subject. Now, when you get into the upper sixth text, you will also be studying two more exam texts, and these are Hamlet and The Merchant's Tale by Chaucer. Obviously, one of the most exciting texts that you can study. Don't be put off by the fact that it's Shakespeare. This, honestly, once you've read this, you won't want to read anything else, because it covers philosophy, religion, politics, democracy,
the meaning of life,
the meaning of life. Everything is in here. And similarly, Chaucer, again, people are put off because it's Old English, but the story is something that can relate to today. If you followed the story of Trump through the last turbulent years, you will realise there are many similarities with the merchant and with January, the main character in The Merchant's Tale. It is so relatable. So please don't be put off by these, and be as excited as we are about them.
Come study English with us. We will have lots of brilliant conversations about books on the syllabus, books not on the syllabus, and about all the most important things in life, and you will enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.